Looks like we've already got a little bit of an audience. So we'll go ahead and start. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. Welcome to a streamed game between DaikiKay and ILiveInAVanDownBayaWeaver, who I will be calling Deb from now on. It's quite a name. With me is kittybooswagg. Hi, Kitty.
Hey, Lowfat.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I know I'm a little ahead of you in time zone. You're up quite early for this.
Oh yes, I think we're all up early, and of course it's a great day for Wingspan. For those not tracking, our collared kingfisher contention is a 3-stage tournament. First stage was Asia duet games. Second one is standard games, and that's what DaikiKay just sent to Deb. So let's see what starting tray looks like.
Ooh, what a nice hand. I like this hand.
I
Okay.
do too. I got the American Crow, Kamakuku, and that common
Okay.
fish.
Yeah. A great fit is, for me, an obvious keeper. Wonderful slot one. Would you keep anything else beside those two? I kind of like what
Nope.
I
Well,
yeah.
let's see what the bonus cards is. And
Oh, bird
we've got a
counter.
new, yeah, that Asia bonus card. But I think Bird Counter is just superior, especially with the Ibis.
Yeah, that's a really nice start for DaikiKay. Um, the end of rounds are all over the place, which is nice. There's only one egg end of round for him, both of them.
Yeah, yeah. I usually see that the end of rounds kind of dictate what kind of game I'm gonna have. But in this one, it's all over the place. Now, Deb over here,
Oh, yeah, that's a little rough.
yeah,
That's
not as great. You still have
no,
some food access, but uh, besides the black skimmer, the warbler, not great card draw.
no. Backyard birder or bird feeder.
Some of the worst bonus cards in the game.
Yeah.
It's like leaning towards.
I wonder what she's thinking. Digging with a black skimmer might be a little tough. You're not getting any extra cards. You're kind of at the mercy of the deck. Two blind draws. I might keep that woodpecker since it can help you get food, even though it's not guaranteed.
Oh, I
I think,
concur. I
yeah,
concur.
I
I
think,
I think it is one of those cases that she might want to start resetting the tray, try to find something better.
yeah, I agree. All right, okay, playing the great tit.
Relatively straightforward start there. Keep that
Yeah,
nectar.
yeah. Okay, both are going into the forest. Yep, that's pretty straightforward, like you said. There's not going to be that many cards in the discard for the ibis. Probably going to
Not
be
yet.
tapping. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like Deb discarded any amazing cards. So, depending on what the tray resets, that will kind of dictate what that Ibis finds.
What do you think about this cuckoo? Um, Neither of them have an egg layer for their slot ones.
It's not a bad pickup. However, I try to find my egg sources in the other habitats prior to, you know, especially when it's in the tray. My opponent's gonna know I have that pink power and might also stay away from egg laying, or might lay eggs at an inopportune moment. So if I grab it from the deck, awesome. But from the tray, I'll hold off. Like okay with the
Yeah.
Ibis play.
Okay.
Looks like these players might be mirroring each other with that forest option, food gain, and then the wetland play.
Yeah, time to start seeing some cards. Deb does have a nest for the cuckoo and the food for it, so I wonder if she will grab it.
And a 2-week comes up for DaikiKay. Sure, Deb would have liked that. And the great cormorant, everybody's most favorite confusing bird. Like, how do I get that fish onto the bird?
Ooh, some big pointers. I wonder if it's
That's
gonna.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. The big pointers from Deb's hand. They make an appearance. Oh, the fire-fronted Saren comes up for Deb. What are your thoughts on this cute little one-pointer?
I really like it, especially early on. Even if you get it in the slot 3 early on, that's eight eggs for you in the game.
I
I
concur.
think, yeah,
Even if you get it
again,
in like the 4th slot in the second
round
round,
2.
I still think it's quite worth it.
She did
I
not
look
go for cuckoo,
right, right,
but
right. And she might not want to. Oh, never mind. There she goes, reading our
yeah,
mind.
I think that's a good call. She knows DaikiKay has to get eggs at least once, so maybe
And she
it'll
has the
help.
food to play it. You're right.
Yeah.
Now,
Roadrunner. Okay. I like it. He's playing the cards exactly how I would play, honestly.
right, and he's with that great hit, just accessing all of that nectar. That might be difficult for Deb to catch up on.
Yeah, I agree.
But looks like both of them are going to be tying this in the round.
Yeah, the filled columns. Oh, DaikiKay is going for some more draws. I don't blame him. He doesn't really need the eggs right this second, and it might help Deb get a card down quicker.
Exactly. Especially once you see that cuckoo come up. Again, delaying it to a point where, hey, makes sense for her to lay eggs before I lay eggs. Honey buzzard comes up. Between these two, I would say that's the better keep. Some passive uh, food generation. Plus, it's very easy to play around Kareku. And
Trumpeter
Deb
Finch.
doing some final drop. Trumpeter Finch, I like him. A little
Yeah,
bit more of an expensive double bird, but
if I'm in DaikiKay's shoes, I'm like I need an egg layer somewhere else out of the grasslands. I don't want to be giving my opponent too many free eggs here.
likewise.
Oh, he's
It's really just about drawing and seeing what the deck's going to give us. But those eggs are needed to play some of those good birds in his hand. And that just saves Deb a turn. And look at that.
ooh,
Well,
peaceful
dove.
dove. That's a good pickup for Deb.
Yes. Now she has 2 egg sources. Oh, and a passive food generator in this prey. Very quick turn for her.
Yeah, yeah.
Very quick turn for her. Meanwhile, DaikiKay with the new tray got some good birds, but again, still lacking that egg generation. Maybe that Swift is the answer to his prayers.
I think the Swift it would be good for him. It's got the bird counter bonus and would help
Oh,
him
yes.
get her lower, you know?
Most definitely. And what are your thoughts on this end of round goal? I know for many it's one of those that just like, hey, if I win it, great. If I don't, boo-hoo. I don't really aim for it. What about you?
No, I'm the same. It's kind of hard to focus on this end of round. Wow, he's playing the Cormorant. Okay. I mean, it does go with the bird counter, so it's 5 points automatically.
The Cormorant, the very I mean, if you have great food generation, or potentially you might want to pair it with that great cormorant in his hand as well.
Mhm.
Maybe some twin action.
He used his fish to play it though, instead of keeping it for the tuck.
Likewise, I'm surprised he did not play it with that nectar.
I guess
Maybe
maybe
he
he
was
wants.
expecting the fishies. No, he's still prioritizing the nectar instead of the fish. May dictate where his brain is in terms of drawing slash playing.
Mhm.
Looks like Deb's making some grassland plays here, trying to extend as much as possible. And American
Okay.
Crow, what are your thoughts on building up this grassland when you have a pink layer?
Yeah, I think that there's without other brown powers, according to Crow, it's a little of a bit of an ambitious play. But maybe she wants to fill it out to put the Saren in there, which that I could see that going down.
It's true. I forget that that bird can live both in the forest and the grassland. I always place it in my forest for some reason.
Oh wow, he played the
Great, a
Asian.
great cormorant. There you go. Now we got twin cormorants, and
Wow.
I've never seen this interaction, so I'm very curious to see how well it will go. Where a fish is placed on the great cormorant one turn, and then the next turn you can take off that fish to feed it to the double-crested cormorant. So
Yeah, that's interesting. I like seeing new things.
personally, I'm trying to stay away from the grasslands as much as possible. And it's interesting that she drew the peaceful dove and the bullfinch, and not placed those birds. Do you think that the grasslands is back on the menu in Asia?
I think Grasslands, um, it has some nice cards. The Asia has nice cards for the Grassland, but I just tend to lean away from it. It's so easy to counter a Grasslands engine. And there's so many more egg layers and other habitats now in Asia. The jungle fowl, the Eora was really nice bird, and you really don't need the Grasslands if you get those cards. Now we haven't seen those in this game, so I wonder if Deb's going to get the dove in with the finch and maybe transition to the forest. I don't really know what she's thinking here.
Yes. And we have a violet green swallow from DaikiKay. Maybe with that swift, he might want to transition. Oh, and the Moltoni's warbler comes up. It's not too late to make that work.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that might be a good option, but he hasn't laid eggs. So if he played the Moltinis and laid eggs, I don't see what he could play.
That's true. He'd have to find something with this ibis. But there's that power where at first you remove fish and then you roll.
That was
uh,
nice. Yeah.
it's Kestrel and Loggy. Neither of them great, but hey, there's something for the ibis to eat.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, over in Deb's board, saw that she did not utilize the crow last round. Maybe saving up that food for that Seren play. It's also very close end of round. DaikiKay's at 3, Deb's at 4. It could be one of those last minute swaps from either player.
Yeah, the Saren does go with this EOR quite nice. I'd love to see it get into play. It goes with her backyard birder.
True, true. And you have to think in mind that, oh, is another pink power coming down? Looks like it is. what is your thoughts on this Nightjar? I personally am a fan, although I am kind of. It's not too late. Don't get me wrong. End of second round, by all means, if your opponent is going for a forest. And what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't. I think I don't. I don't think that I would have played the Nightjar over the Saren or the Peaceful Dove here, but what would you do? Would you play the Nightjar, or would you have tried to get the Saren into play?
I think there's. I mean, now that she doesn't have the food for the Saren, you have to think that that's 3 eggs that you won't be getting. I feel like the second round is, the do or die point for the Saren. So if she's not playing it now, she probably won't be playing it at all. And kind of have this mixed utilization of her grassland and forests. You would think that she'd want to narrow it down. Like DaikiKay, he sees Violet Green Swallow and he goes straight for playing it in the grassland. So it looks like that in the round goal ends as a tie.
Okay.
Any
That could be
amazing
good.
birds catch you in the tray?
No, I mean I do like the PFAL point value, but it's always tough to handing out some free resources to the opponent, some cards.
I concur,
Burning,
especially, yeah.
yeah. I think if he had like an omnivore bonus, it probably would make more sense to grab that and play it. But it also could be good for him to get more cards to tuck into the swallow.
That's true. And it looks like he's going to need some cards to rotate through with the Swallow. Um,
Hmm.
Potentially not picking it up to actually play it, but more of a deny. But there you go, another big pointer with the Black Naughty. Now
Starting big
here's
for
that
PFAL.
that power activation where he retrieves the fish from the Great Cormorant, gets another fish, tucks the first fish. And
Wow.
I didn't expect the Great Cormorant to work as effectively as it has, but that's twice now in a row.
Yeah. That Cormorant's killing it this game for
It
Daiki.
is. All right. Over on Deb's board, not a great bird feeder, but she got some big point predators, both the great horned owl and the red-tailed hawk. Again, just depending on if she wants to focus in on that grassland or maybe develop this forest with the bullfinch and the peaceful dove.
Yeah. I think I think I might lean into that. You're not making too many points in the grass, just the grasslands right now. What about you, Lowfat? If you were in Deb's hands, would you get the peaceful dove bullfinch into play?
I mean, at this point, it might be too late. We've got what
Yeah,
10 turns left in the game.
that's true.
I don't know if I want to be developing a habitat unless it's a point-making habitat. At this point, I think that grassland is her safe bet. She has that 6-point Asia bird. I can't recall its name. Um, the one where if you uh,
Oh,
like,
have a
yes, this one.
cherry.
If you have at
Bulbul.
least a cherry, um, yes, the bull. If you have a cherry, you're always getting a point. So keep that cherry and just lay egg. But looks like she might be going for that forest development. Again, I personally think it might be a little late, but when you have big point birds in your hand, uh, the forest is getting you food and eggs, so that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that is true. DaikiKay has one egg,
Now, I'm
and
unsure. He's got some big pointers in his hand, but his food
yeah,
generation isn't fantastic. He hasn't been able to find those uh, forest birds to develop that. So I'm curious where he continues. Oh, and look at that. Looks like we might see the Indian peafowl come in after all. It's always interesting to see if who gets the better birds in the peafowl draw.
Exactly. I was thinking the same exact thing.
You might
Um,
play it and get like mediocre birds, and your opponent gets something amazing that changes the game. So it's always a gamble.
I think he's
We
double thinking. Is this the is should I play this or what habitat should it go into? It looks like he's unsure about it too.
If he does want to push for this in the round, I think he does need to extend that grassland out, because at the moment he's only getting at max 3 eggs. Playing this Indian peafowl, he might play 4, and he might be kind of letting us know Moltoni Warbler might be coming in. What do you think about a 3rd round Moltoni?
I feel like DaikiKay doesn't really have much to work with here. I was also wondering if he was considering the Tui to copy laying eggs in the forest, but I think
Oh,
playing the peafowl is fine. And we get to see 3 cards for DaikiKay. Oh, the Minivets. Crested
Minivet's a
Pigeon.
nice bird. Nice double
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Over on Deb's board, she gets 2 cards. And look at
Oh,
that. Look at that. A wood stork pops up. As I was
yeah.
telling you, it's always a gamble, because now develop that forest, get that food, get some eggs, and play down those big pointers. Deb's
I mean,
resetting the
honestly,
tray.
if she
Yeah,
did put the Saren into play and was getting, oh, she's done with that bird. Okay.
like I said, I
Um,
think last round was the last opportunity to really make the Saren work. But I like him. I like that little guy. And I think she is
Ooh,
just going to try to play those big point birds at this point.
she has the food to play the bullfinch if she wanted to, and the great owl. I don't know if she wants that bullfinch still to feed the dove some eggs.
Very true.
Might be
And
out of eggs.
if he does want to do that Maltoni play, he is going to have to lay eggs and play the bird down. So food might be his recourse here. Looks like he is laying eggs. Oh, never mind. A 3rd round Maltoni is not getting played.
Yeah. DaikiKay does have a lot of nests for this end of round. Um, Let me go look at Deb's board. She has the dove and the
Ah,
queen.
that's a
Okay.
shame. The black-naped Oriole arrives just turned too late, because that and that's Maltoni's best friend right there.
Yeah, that really is. I'm interested to see what she's doing here. I think that the Great Horned Owl is an obvious choice.
I concur.
Um,
I do like the green bee eater. It might be a little bit late for such a food intensive bird. However, she may want to push for this end of round, right? Play 2 birds and lay eggs on them, to
oh,
tie it up with DaikiKay.
that is true. She could do that. Oh, it
There we
looks like
go.
you're reading her mind. So she could tie DaikiKay on this end of round if she plays the owl and then lays the egg.
It'll have to be the what's called the red-tailed hawk, since she now only has 2 rats and 1
Oh,
wheat.
very true.
But that's again extending out that grasslands and then just lay eggs.
It looks like she's too 2 birds away to get the minimum for backyard. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
She'd have to play that red-tailed hawk and then lay eggs. This last in the round really doesn't favor Grassland's engine, but she needs only play that wood stork to qualify. She's getting that bonus bird. Meanwhile, in
That
DaikiKay, what do you think his end of game is looking like? Because besides the Black Naughty, there's nothing amazing here to play.
I think DaikiKay, when he clicked on the end of round, it looked like he has generated some nice points. It was in the 70s, or was it
Mm,
70?
solid.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be more dependent on that final bird tray. And that gold finch would have been nice.
Yeah. This cuckoo's been getting quite a few eggs.
You know, I
Cuckoo.
I have to agree that I kind of was talking smack about the cuckoo beginning. A,
You never
a
know
good,
when those pink birds are gonna
exactly.
work. Yeah.
And there goes the red-tailed hawk. So it looks like Deb is going to try to tie this end of round. Meanwhile, over on DaikiK's board, 0
Maybe.
food in hand.
Yeah. I think maybe a draw would be a good idea here. I'm curious if this come around's gonna go 3 for 3 for us.
Oh, that'd be great. Right. The black
Ooh,
stork
black
coming
a little
up a
late.
little bit
Yeah.
too late. Hummingbird, not fantastic birds, but here we go. Gray Cormorant. We're all cheering for you. And he gets it 3 for 3. You heard it here, folks. Great Cormorant, bird of the
The best
game.
summer run I've ever seen happen over on DaikiK's board.
And a nice snowy owl pickup.
Yeah,
Or
DaikiK's looking so good for points. That naughty in hand is already 9+2 with bird counter.
that is true. Right, and here comes the egg laying. Looks like it will be a tie. And a less frigate bird would have been nice. And now we go into the final round. American Bittern, Cassin Sparrow, and Red Avadava? Ava David? I still don't know
Yeah.
how to pronounce that bird.
I say the same thing, Avadavid, but I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation. I do like that bird a lot though. A little late for it, but he's a fun one.
Agree. So I'm not sure what. I think Deb's in the round might be just gaining food and playing those big pointers. Or maybe running her grassland engine. Meanwhile, over on DaikiKay's board, yes, he needs some food to play that snowy owl, that black naughty, and then really its game might depend on the bonus card.
He has 0 nectars in the forest. I wonder if he's gonna play the Nutcracker to get qualified for those nectar points.
That is true, especially when it's only 3 nectar. If you get lucky with that bird feeder roll, you could tie up a nectar, split those points. Meanwhile, Deb's over here getting the necessary food. We might see a GHO come down. Skipping on the Peaceful Dove.
Yeah, I thought that was I wasn't sure about that too. I was thinking if you're not gonna use those wheats, turn them into
Small
some
minivets.
points.
Minivets often join mixed species flocks in the
The
forest
small
only, where
minivets
they
coming
forage for
in.
insects.
Now, this is curious, seeing as how I wouldn't personally play any of these birds during the last round. Not big pointers. The black stork, probably the best out of the hummingbird or the honey eater. Only generating 2 points. Interesting decision. Maybe it needs more food. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Minivet forest play here?
I think I would probably just play the Nutcracker. Okay, he's gonna do the hummingbird. So he's gonna get 3, 4, 5 food. He's hoping, and he already has a fish in hand. Okay, I guess he wants to make sure he can play the snowy owl. He doesn't have to activate the hummingbird if he gets all the correct foods from the feeder.
That is true. Meanwhile, this great horned owl comes down. Looks like Deb's end game is pretty straightforward. Gain some food, play that wood stork. How's she doing on backyard birder? Count 1, 2, 3. 3 points, a little less than 4 points.
I
So
think,
she might be blanking on that bonus.
yeah, that bonus, it's a tough bonus to have. I mean, if you get a lot of those double play birds, you can try to get for the minimum, but it's hard to want to really chase low point birds just to hit a bonus.
I concur. Looks like the bird feeder isn't being amazing.
Well, at least he's got insurance with the hummingbird here.
That's true. And you know what? Potentially, that's why he did play that. Now, is he going to activate it? Because he might be helping his opponent more than he's helping himself. Looks like he does. And his final 2 turns might be just playing those big point birds.
He did get some nectar there in the forest, which was smart. At least get an extra 2 points. So it was a 7 minus 2 eggs plus 2 points. So it was a 7-point play for the Minivet hummingbird. Not horrible.
That's
Ooh.
true.
She took what did she take? Did she take a wheat?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. And now I believe that's all the food necessary to play the snowy owl. And now, with all that extra food, Deb could potentially just play this and lay eggs, and that's her game. Now, drum roll for the bonus card.
Oh,
Forester and Wetland Ranger. No, blanking on it again. That's devastating.
that is horrible. Yeah. I mean, you could force the bullfinch just to get those points, but is that more than the grasslands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4 points plus 4 points minus 2, 6 points. It might be worth it. Oh, excuse me, the bullfinch is 3. 5-point play versus laying eggs. Looks like that's where she's going.
Well, it goes for playing a bird too, so.
That's true, and she could swing this end of round. Look at that. So yeah, playing the bullfinch is worth more than laying eggs. The bullfinch was going to go down. I thought it would have gone down earlier, but look at it making a final showcase.
Yeah, and it kind of, now looking back, Deb keeping those wheats to overpay for some of this stuff was a good idea.
True, I concur. And now
we're going to see a snowy owl bonus.
He's trying to see where he could win on the nectars, but he has won on the nectars handedly on the grassland and wetlands.
DaikiKay's been pretty lucky. Do you think this snowy owl's gonna stop the luck streak and carry
we shall see. I'm always like, whenever I play these birds, the little buster, the snowy owl, the dove, I don't really care for the bonus card. I only care for, like, the ability to lay an additional egg. If he gets an awesome bonus card, that's like, Cherry and a Visionary Leader.
Oh,
Nope.
visionary.
But
These
at least he
bonus
does
cards
get an
are.
egg.
Yeah.
Your consolation. Hey, here's an egg. Alrighty.
DaikiKay made a 106 off that. That was nice.
And here we see the points climb up. Very neck and neck. Fortunately, Deb, bonuses are low. Good eggs on both parts.
Ooh, the tuck card.
DaikiKay with more tucks, and the tuxer is what's gonna win it. DaikiKay
Wow.
106, Deb 86.
Yeah, they played so fast. The pace was strong here. Deb just got quite unlucky with some of those pulls and the bonuses. They didn't do her any favors.
Yes, I agree. If only those bonus cards would have been a little bit more forthcoming. Let's see if either player wants to chat with us.
Sure.
In the end, this is one of 6 games that both players have to play this group stage. So it's not the end all be all not winning this game. Let's hear from Deb to hear what her thoughts on the game. Hey Deb, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm supposed to not swear, right? So that was awful. That was I drew the cards that I drew and I played the cards that I played. I don't think I could have done any better with the cards that I played. So you do what you can.
Can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts in that grassland development? Kitty and I thought you were gonna go with that the Fire Seren.
Yeah, I thought about like that was the original plan. Like I wanted to play that, and just the momentum and the pace were like I couldn't get it together fast enough. Like even just getting down the if I go back to this, like I don't know if you saw me hesitate on putting down the nitro. I'm like, oh well, is he even gonna like? He's not even playing a bunch of birds, so am I gonna get any like enough food from this to make it worthwhile? And then as I hesitated about that, I think the going into or like looking at round 3 and the end around goal and seeing how deficient I was in just bird points, like every turn counted and every bird that I put down made a difference. And like, yeah, I would have gotten extra eggs from that, but it, I don't know. I don't think the juice was worth the squeeze at that point.
Excellent, excellent thought process there. And in the end, that Grassline engine looks good, but it just, I think, came online a little too late. And also,
Yeah,
you just got
yeah.
those bonus
And my
cards were not nice to you.
yeah, no, like my bonus cards for Forster, I will say I got lucky on this, but it was this or bird feeder. Like, what the heck,
Yeah.
dude? Doing my best to not swear right now. I have so many f bombs just pent up, and like my card draw. Like, let's like look. If you look at this, like, come on, come on, and the fact that
Yeah.
like I just it was super frustrating. Kitty plays with like she's played with me a bunch. You know how I am. Like I'm gonna put down
What you
I
think?
put down a
Yeah.
good board, right? Like based on like what I could, but like you draw like mediocre birds, you're gonna have a mediocre score, like at best.
Yeah, I
Wiser
think
words never said.
yeah, the bonuses were considerably bad and rough to work with. And then the slot ones were just, you're going up versus a great tit and a ibis with a
Yeah,
skimmer woodpecker. I mean, that was
yeah,
unfortunate. The cuckoo, I thought the cuckoo was a fantastic grab and play for you though.
yeah. I wish I had grabbed it sooner. Like honestly, taking that with if I could have double played that with a trumpeter finch, I think that might have changed my tempo a little bit. But also, like, was that going to scare him off? So I'm like, all right, let me see how long he's going to let it sit and wait and let it sit there. And I knew that I'd at least be able to lay into the skimmer if he did, like, if I was able to grab it and play it. So,
Well, thank you for your thoughts. I do see that you guys still have a couple games to play. It's still rather early in this second group stage of the
yeah.
collared kingfisher contention. But thanks for thanks for showcasing us a game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for
thanks
the
for having
stream.
me. That was fun. Always.
Alrighty, and now we have DaikiKay's thoughts. DaikiKay, hey, how? Tell us about this game. What was going on?
I have to say, my first thoughts were I played with Deb a bunch, and I know how Deb and I are quite speedy players. So I sat around. I've never been streamed before, so I sat around and thought, I wonder just how quick we're going to race through this. And yeah, it was. I think the thing I liked most was I wasn't really sure which way it was going to go. I know that I got very lucky with my early pick draws. But I was curious to see definitely that we kept matching each other in the bonus rounds, which doesn't surprise me. And that even when it came to the end, when the scores were being totaled, it was quite close as well. I think it really was just a case. Obviously, I've heard what Deb had to say, and I saw the draws that she had. I think the game was made really by the first draw, unfortunately. But other than that, yeah, I had a few technical difficulties. You probably saw me struggling to try and come in and out of the game. My game kept doing some bizarre things, but it was yeah, I thought it was well fought.
Can you explain to us your thought process on the development of either your forest or your grasslands? We thought you were gonna lean in a little bit with that swallow grassland. And you played the peafowl.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm not the most technically gifted player. I tend to just I just like big birds. If they cost a lot and they're big birds, I like to put them down. That's kind of where I gravitate towards. However, I sort of had a bit of a. I knew that the forest was looking quite nice, and you know I thought about progressing it, but I thought it's okay for the moment. And then I thought about the wetlands because that was looking okay towards the end, and I think those tuck cards did help me quite a lot. The grasslands was out as soon as I saw. I'm not sure which bird it was, but as soon as I saw Deb, put down the pink power bird in the grasslands, I thought, all right, I'll try and actively avoid getting eggs as and when I can.
Yes, that cuckoo. I personally didn't think it was a great play, but it turned out to be the all-star player over here on her board. Let's talk about your all-star player. Kitty and I don't think we've seen the double-crested cormorant and the great cormorant played back-to-back. But
Yeah,
wow.
I saw those two. I saw those two floating together on my hand, and I sat there and I thought, well, maybe I could get this to work. Maybe I could get myself a couple of extra points just by positioning them correctly. And I think one of them was also scored towards my bonus card as well. So I thought, I'll stick them in there. Why not? And yeah, I do think that paid dividends. That did score me quite a lot of points, I think.
All right. Well, any final thoughts? I know that this is your second game in this group stage, third game in this group stage. So you have plenty more to play.
Yeah, definitely. It's all good fun. So we'll see how it pans out going forward from here. And thank you for hosting.
Thank you for playing with us. Thanks everybody for showing up. Kitty, final thoughts.
Yeah, it was fun to watch the cormorants, double cormorants going to town there, Daiki. That was really awesome. They did some work for you for sure.
100%.
Good game,
Alrighty, well,
guys.
good game all around. Thanks for showing up, and everyone, thanks for coming out. And we'll have more streamed games um, soon. If you're interested in streaming, just let any of the mods know. And you too could be up very early on a Sunday morning. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for coming, and y'all have a good one.
Okay, bye, guys.